Good day everyone, my name is Shiana Chris Esmantak. Today, I'm going to tell you a tale. Are you ready? If you are ready, sit back, listen, and let's start. The tale is the Reeve's Tale. It is one of the 24 stories in the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. The tale is one of the first English works to use dialect for comic effect. In outline, it is similar to one of the stories in Giovanni Boccaccio di Cameron. In Geoffrey Chaucer, the Canterbury Tales, two fabuloques, the Reeve's Tale and the Miller's Tale. Comparable traits are expressed while at the same time expressing distinctions. The Miller's Tale, which is presented as a tale of ignorance and slapstick hilarity, is much less twisted than the Reeve's Tale. There are parallels between the Reeve's Tale and the Miller's Tales regarding lying. Revenge is a subject that is present in each of these stories. The Reeve's Tale characters. The Miller. No one had dared touch him. He was a thief as well of corn and meal. His habit was to steal. His real name is Simon. Because he stole meal and corn from his customers, he is named Simkin the Swagger. He is described as proud and happy. He could play the bagpipes, fish, wrestle, poach deer, and mend his gear. He carried a long blade from his belt and a knife in his pouch. He had a round face, foggish nose, and a bald head. The miller's wife. She is the daughter of the parson and considered noble. She is an educated nun. She is described as a virgin and well-bred. She is very respected and people call her Madame. The couple has a 20-year-old daughter and an infant son. Alan and John, they are the two young students. The Reeve's Tale is the story of John and Alan, two students who set out to trick the local miller. The miller is a man named Simpkin, who is notorious for stealing flour from those who bring their grain to his mill. His wife is a haughty woman who has been educated in a convent, and Simpkin is a highly jealous man. The couple has a 20-year-old daughter and an infant son. The miller is determined to marry his daughter well. The miller grind wheat for a college, and since the municipal is ill, two clerks, John and Alan, ask permission to take the grain. They are determined not to let the miller cheat them. They ask to watch Simpkin grind it, pretending that they never seen grain ground into flour before, and are interested in the process. John will stand and watch the grain go, and while Alan watches it come out. Simpkin just smile, however, see through their plan and vows to steal even more of their flour than he ordinarily would, in order to prove to them that students can outsmart him. He unties their horse and Simden. Simpkin just smile, however, sees through their plan and vows to steal even more of their flour than he ordinarily would, in order to prove to them that students can't outsmart him. He unties their horse and sends them chasing it across the fields all day, while he steals their flour and his wife bake it into a bread. By the time John and Alan make it back to Simpkin's house, it is nightfall, so the pair ask to stay with the miller and his family for the night. There are 3 beds. Simpkin and his wife sleep in one of them, their daughter in the second, and John and Alan in the third. The baby's cradle is placed at the foot of the miller's bed. They all get drunk and go to bed in the same room. Simpkin, his wife, and his daughter all snores loudly, and Alan decides to get even with the miller by having relation with his daughter. John figures he must do something too, so when the wife gets up, John moves the baby cradle to the end of his own bed, When the wife returns, she climbs into bed with John instead of her husband, and the two have sex. Toward morning, Alan leaves Malin, the daughter, to return to his own bed, but he accidentally climbs in with the miller. At that point, chaos ensues. The clerks beat Simpkin. In the confusion, the miller's wife hits her husband on the head. The clerks take their flour and the bread and ride off. The miller's pride has been broke. And the end of this tale, one who does evil should not expect good, because this miller is not a decent man. The Reeve concludes the narrative with the moral that you can't hope for good if you do evil. As he has now repaid the miller, the Reeve consider this to be justice. In this world, you receive what you give. You will receive love if you offer it, and you might receive hatred if you spread it. Hence, it is preferable to spread love, joy, and positive energy in order to get the same. There are two ways that karma moves. Happiness will grow from the seed we sow if we behave morally. Doing immorally causes sorrow, since we all always receive the same in exchange for our action. Karma includes not only our action or deeds, but also our intention and the result of those intentions. It may take time for this to return to come to you, but it will come because our fate is determined by the things we do.